and it is a horrible thing when it happens to you. We were waiting for somebody to make a play.
You see Brian Thomas Jr. here. He is their vertical threat. So as a DB, you have to feel like at any moment he can run by you. So what does that do?
But when you leave this guy one-on-one, you're running for your life. He snaps the out route off.
And T-Mac push vertical, that little stem out, that jab to the outside, and just give him a chance to go make a play.
Delpit does.
This is what I was alluding to. Jamar Chase one-on-one kind of pushes off their hand fighting. He's extremely strong at 205 pounds. But
throw this 50-50 ball against the rookie Denzel Burke. It's Burke's opportunity to see if he can get this coverage. If not, Puka goes with the one-handed grab. Monster plays. Michael Wilson had already beat a killer Witherspoon earlier. That's a nice little stutter. Gets right behind him. The first time Brissett had underthrown the...
I know Jamar Chase runs across the field really well. Look at him break inside on Ross, and he catches in traffic, and then he becomes a running back. Look at him lower his shoulder there. And we had some teammates that would have been here too many times. You get the one-on-one matchup to Jamar Chase, and he just breaks it outside. Look at the strong hands. The strong wide receivers. Again, another out route run beautifully. If you're a young wide receiver.
Time out, they can now basically run it down to the end. It's just a little drift concept. Play action fake, you get all the linebackers into the defense, and then there's a void in that second level, which St. Brown has been exploiting. But because he knows it's man coverage, he's thinking, where's my fastest player? That's Jamison Williams crossing the field. Got a step there on right. And what a throw under pressure.
David Montgomery comes in now, and he's in the Wildcat formation in the shotgun. Final day of the season.
Yeah, really the best throw that we've seen from him in the last 2 weeks. You know, he started last week against the Lions and with great...
Another unbelievable ball. Alec Pierce on Derek Stingley Jr., one of the best.
Out of Cardinals first. I'm loving what I'm seeing from Michael Wilson. Him and Emmanuel Forbes, he's been locked up on him. It looks like Emmanuel Forbes is going to travel.
Today, this is a simple high-low, first go underneath. If they take him, Brown opens up behind it.
It's going to have to be Dotson. He's a silky smooth route runner. Look at that, getting out of his break. I mean, Jonathan.
There's Trey McBride, runs the routes like a wide receiver.
But Dan Campbell's been impressed.
Yeah, the route detail here, Tesla right there on right, planting that left foot in the ground, and what a little. I'd say he's more of a zone type player, and you're going against St. Brown, that twitchiness at the top.
Covey's just in the slot. Ooh, a nice little shake there on Will Harris.
Not the last time you'll see T. Higgins today. Just pushing off from the corner there. Great hands. T. Higgins.
These corners, they line up in their spots. Renardo Green is always at the right corner, and then you've got the Diamador Lenore always at the left corner.
To the edge, right? You got to get to the sideline. So really nice job of just following this over route. Getting your eyes on the receiver.
The problems of being an NFL corner is you can have a PBU, but then you got to go guard T. Higgins again.
By Baker Mayfield and Mike Evans, you got all-out pressure. He gets contact. Of course, Mike Evans fight through it, but the throw by Baker.
What an unbelievable job by London, just high pointing this thing over the top. This is great coverage. I mean, great. As soon as he turns his head. Players on this defense, and last week they got ran over. You can maybe say that was an aberration, but there's a couple places where I think that they got to look at it.
Coverage Yassine on Loveland. That's kind of a mismatch for the quickness of Yassine. Loveland with the size, but Yassine.
Tight end heavy kind of offense, but you've got a tight end against one of the fastest players in the National Football League. Wiggins certainly
right now. And this ball comes out high, and on the other end for Robinson, he knows when he catches this and has to leave his feet.
Once again by Bryce Young. Understanding where the pressure's coming. Ted McMillan, T-Mac doing an outstanding job.
And the way in which he's able to run routes, he really just does not tip off where he's going. He kind of glides as he runs his route.
Time on task, but this time these two are connected. He just kind of slow plays it off and then explodes. The outside, watch, double slants. He reads it, he sets, and then he just takes off on the outside slant. Watch it, bam, put your foot in the ground. Go eat that thing up and take it off down the sideline. That is one smart play. But really, you look at the New Orleans Saints, they've run that so many times.
Renardo Green, it looked like initially Njigba has a chance. There's the double move, and he gets the separation. And just a ball
completely across the field in front of that safety. And there's that Lou running away from man coverage on those horizontal breaks.
Mobility and Tommy Tremble. Look at this nice route. Just breaks it out. Tyke Smith late to react.
Freeze the corner. Easy completion.
Look, if you're going to play off coverage with this kind of footing.
Coverage. This is a seam. Stay vertical. Stay vertical. Just bend a little bit away from that corner before that safety.
Bowler, Jerry Jeudy, they haven't been on the same page all year. But when they need it on this one, a straight over route away from the DB's leverage. Denzel Ward here. He is one-on-one with T. Higgins. There is no tougher position to be in the NFL. He does a good job of staying on top.
Just been exceptional here in the last 4 or 5 weeks, using that big body.
Wide open, middle of the field here. Noel is going to slip in there and have nothing but space.
And yes, something tells me that they're going to target Jefferson earlier and often. And it's important to not only Jefferson, but this entire Vikings organization to reward him.
Now that's just Io Manor not giving up. Looks like a stutter and go, but really good coverage. This is where, as a receiver, yeah, you really want to call a play where you're going to get the ball out quickly, but just watch Jerry and Jones and the way that he tracks all the way across the field. It's actually really impressive from where he was to begin with.
7.
Yeah, I like the shot. You just got a single here into the boundary. Give Io Manor a chance.
We saw it, in the earlier part of this game in the first quarter. Watch, he's going to release like he's going to the middle of the field, and then he just breaks to the outside. And, Reddy Stewart's got to be aware of that.
It's fun when you're throwing to guys that you have a ton of confidence in. Watch this route here. Makes it look like a corner route, and then he's just going to cross the safety's face. And when you have trust in a receiver, you're just going to throw that ball.
They won on the season. Yeah. Puka's done this so many times, working against a rookie Burke. You see the physicality from Puka.
Charles, you said he shows up when the lights are the brightest. Look at this catch.
He's inbounds. Looks like a touchdown to me.
Yeah, great job just kind of creating a void in that space with the corner route.
He's closing in on 1,000 yards.
Yeah, Michael Wilson, he had a really good game against the Rams last time they played. Went for over 140 yards, had about 11.
Back on the next-gen stat. Across the field, 3 or 4 yards of separation. Perfect runner's ball.
By St. Juice here. Okay, the Chargers defense.
Watch him just funnel him to the inside. Gardner Johnson knows he has inside help, so he kind of lets him go in there.
Fans are having a little nostalgia here, watching quarterback go work to his tight end, and it's just a sick.
I have no idea how you leave Trey McBride this wide open. And then look at the play. Kenny hurdles Akello Witherspoon. Lets everyone know about it. That's a beautiful.
That is one foul. It's an in-breaking route, Kevin. He does everything right. It's good coverage, but he grabs it. He's excited.
Yeah, just a little simple high-low here. Nice job just breaking out of it by Booty. I really like him. I think
drifting away. This is an unbelievable throw. He's on the right hash. He gets it to Jackson across the field.
If in fact they did throw the ball, instead Lamar held it and ran right past Ramsey with this one. No slant, no quick throw. Go for the bomb, and there you go.
Matt Nagy, Andy Reid, they love drive starters with explosive plays, and they go downtown to Hollywood Brown. The beginning of the play, they looked at Kelsey. There was 3 defenders getting up here, getting a little nosy. You can see 27 Connor coming underneath the Jack Bash, making a great play.
And my goodness gracious, Lamar Jackson, there have been questions this past week about his own toughness. Does he really want to be here? Could he have played?
They have utilized the tight ends so well. It's just a seam route, and McKee looks off the linebacker, throws it to him before the safety. Calcaterra.
And we're going to punt it. It's not exactly 4-down territory there for the Kansas City Chiefs with the unit they have on the field. So take an opportunity down the field. If it is an interception.
In the fourth quarter.
Zay Flowers had to be as shocked as anybody out there.
Look at Jalen Ramsey looking around like, where is everybody? Wow. He hasn't made these plays for most of the year. That's the 2-time MVP at work. Splits the double, avoids the sack, finds Flowers. The Ravens have the lead.
It'll be the 3rd time both have had it in the same season.
He was wide open, on the out route, but McKee got hit in the lower body as he was trying Philly. And that's why you run play action on 2nd and less than 1. They were looking for Dotson deep. McKee didn't see him open, dumps it down.
This Miami Dolphins team, they were going to pressure and blitz at one of the highest rates in the league. So it's the ability to get to Drake May before he can kind of undress your coverage, and he's able to get that ball to his check down. And
coverage, and he knew he was going to zip it right by his ear hole, and that's what you get when you get Aaron Rodgers and guys. You just go, okay, I know Ricard's not going to catch the ball, and then he does.
Comes up with a nice play right there. He has his 4 interceptions this season, the most.
Playing off coverage, he felt.
Obviously, you play behind Travis Kelce, you're going to learn the subtle nuances of the game of football. He was in the right.
Well, I feel at some point we just feel like a broken record. The ability to manipulate the pocket and just buy that extra beat, that extra count, and just a ton of space.
No replacement for arm talent here. And they find a way to get the ball to Tucker. We saw him going with the end around.
Great play design on the right side of your scheme. Ramondre Stevenson, he's one-on-one with Terrell Dotson. So pre-snap, Drake May knows it's one-on-one man coverage.
For that pass breakup, Tucker was like, I got it. I don't got it. They're there. This is that Spags secondary I'm talking about all day, baby.
Yeah, and I think Aaron Rodgers saw that Pat Freiermuth was getting the attention. Safety in there, you had Hamilton overlooking, and so they're just making sure they had inside out that time on Freiermuth. That was some catch right there. It was way behind. Scantling had a lot of opportunities to win that game a week ago against Cleveland. Watch this, way back. Here come the hands of the defense, and he's still.
Commanders does their job. It's 4th down.
In breaking route against cover 2, Dotson gets separation. He's open. The ball's a little bit high.
They're making the most of this touch pass here. You know, they always talk about layering throws in the middle of the field, throwing it over the linebackers.
Kenyatta Star.
I'll tell you, I hadn't watched a lot of Dulcich play this year, I'll be honest, but when I dove into him last week, I kept writing in my notes, who's 85? 85.
Jacorian Bennett seems like the corner that the Commanders want to try to attack. There's some hand fighting down the field.
This ball was ripped from Aiden O'Connell, and this is the kind of stuff that they really like about it.
Top of the screen, watch Cooper out route, kind of like Devontae Smith was running.
Been that way. They're a nosy group, and they like to make big plays. And, they're kind of a reflection of how they're for these quarterbacks to throw the football. Noel Williams, you saw him make a big play on the replay coming out of the break. Prime example of what makes Travis so special. He finds soft spots in the defense. He gets his eyes friendly to the quarterback, and then you can see him pirouette and change directions. You can see some hand battling down there. Thornton trying to find a good vision for the football, but great job by Fulton. Gets his head around late, turns back to Thornton.
Bottom of the screen, it's an in-breaking route by Burks. Keely Ringo's all over.
5 ahead of Trey McBride of the Cardinals.
Yeah, you think Matthew Stafford didn't know he was tied with Trey McBride to start this game?
Philadelphia both tied up right now at the moment. And really important games.
Drive touchdown of the year, the most in the NFL.
And this is an excellent job. They're getting those 2 tight end spots where you see Knox and Hawes right now.
That type of a year, and you just mentioned how good this drive was compared to much of the game.
Fancy. Here's Walker just running a post. It's cover 4. The near safety bites down on the throw in the pocket. Here's Loveland right here at the top, the right side of the screen. Gets in behind Rodriguez. Another accurate.
Denzel Burke. He's on the outside, and you're going to see him jump the low route. As soon as he jumped the low route, they went high. Stafford.
My buddy Kyle Brandt at Good Morning Football, he'll be talking about this play and the finish right there on the play. Probably comes to you Tuesday morning.
And there's Higbee just running a seam route. See if Stills gets anything on him. No, nobody touches him, and that's too easy. Pitch. Yeah, Elijah Jones, he played that beautifully. What I really like is that he didn't go through too.
And he's going to have a harder time catching it. This time, he doesn't even bother with that and throws it to Gabe Davis. Remember, Gabe Davis.
He threw a touchdown pass to the kicker, Jason Sanders. It was the only punter to kicker touchdown pass in NFL history.
Well, he's got another one under his belt. And the special teams coming alive for
less than a yard.
It's almost frustrating for the corner because, look, he was thinking about undercutting this play. See him out there, he's seeing the play.
And up for Kobe Parkinson to get there. Working against the shorter Jalen Thompson. I mean, he has it, and that is a very nice play. Deidre Taylor-Demerson comes in there, breaks that play up. 2-2's going to run. It's a simple, basic route, and just not really sure.
And really telling of Williams and his perseverance. He was cut after he fumbled in the Miami game. Re-signed.
Move the chains. You might challenge this if you're Denver, right? Where that ball was.
Officials, because one is saying interception, another looked like he was saying it was a completion to Wilson because the tie goes to the receiver. But it looks like Ahkello Witherspoon wrestled that football away from Michael Wilson before that could be considered a completion.
It's one of the big conversation pieces about this Buffalo Bills team and what people think they're lacking.
Those wide receivers on the outside.
And today,
once again, 1st and 10. Those linebackers, Sherwood, Williams, go flying up when they see that run.
Here has some fresh legs today.
And this is an excellent job by Trubisky. Pre-snap, he sees the safety come down. They go play action and get these linebackers all to bite up on that second level. That's after the first series of coming out running the ball time after time. And then Kincaid open over the middle.
Randy Moss, Mike Evans, the only guys that do it over their first 6 years. In the
season for Lawrence, 23 yards.
Yeah, you saw that smile on his face, and he's going to old, reliable Parker Washington.
And there's Illinois on the outside. And there's your hold with Drew Phillips on Kevontae Turpin. Back inside Deonte Banks.
In front of him. One hand out there. His defender fell down, got knocked around. We called him a safety blanket, but that's a whole lot more like a playmaker. Great start against the man-to-man.
Getting just 1 yard out of it.
Yeah, this is just catch, advance, get what you can. Sometimes you get in this situation. And look, the aggressiveness continues with this Jaguars offense on the double move. Brian Thomas Jr. But actually,
just days removed from signing a new 3-year extension. He's been so versatile.
Yeah, just a really nice feel for the open space right here by Gunnar Olszewski. Watch, you've got multiple defenders around him, but just a really...
He steps, he's confident, he delivers the ball. Pittman makes up for the earlier drop.
And falling off to his right and puts it right there on the sideline to Ben Sims, only his 3rd catch of the season. Beautifully done.
Yeah, when you're 6'6", 230 pounds, you just stand in the pocket nice and high, just assessing the middle of the field. A lot of times you just trust that, man, these slot receivers are clearing out, and then you're just layering this ball right to the middle of the field. And there hadn't been a more reliable target.
To Jeff Hafley's defense, tightening up when they get inside the red zone. Just as zone coverage, cover 2. You got a corner in the flat and the safety.
A little bit of a miscommunication.
Here's Brevin Spanford right here. Now, he's a big guy, right? And you think about him as being that big blocking tight end. They can do a lot of different...
Here, watch this bunch alignment. Watch what happens when these guys come down and basically end up picking Jerry and Jones. He just gets his eyes inside, gets lost a little bit.
All the way across the formation, into the end zone, 1 foot.
Myers' tenure in Jacksonville.
And what I really like is just watch the aggressiveness up front, selling that run, hard play action fake by Trevor Lawrence, and you see the impact that has on the linebackers.
For 33 yards. This is a Nico Collins special who's not out there today, but no problem. They still find it in breakers. C.J. Stroud, extremely good at routes coming across.
There's a little bit of an extension right here on Kalen Carson, so you're pressing up and not a...
Looks like they've got numbers, 2 blocking 2, excuse me. He's stepping back, he's stepping up. But that's just good rally and tackling, and this is what...
Yeah, really good coverage down here on the outside, and I like the fact that they're letting them play a little bit. Look at all the hand checking. You're getting your head turned around, so there's some contact down there.
Tremon Smith is starting for Kamari Lassiter, who they're kind of letting rest. And just watch him at the top of this route. For the quickest second, he peeks back at the route underneath.
and that allows Pierce deep behind.
And this plan evolves around how successful they are and how successful Dallas is in keeping Dak.
For Paulson and Debo, you can see he's one-on-one with George Pickens. And we all know about the slant. You saw 24 Dane Belton on the inside with Dane Belton. You can see right there, he's coming that way. I like what George Pickens does right here. He knows he's got to be on the other side of that first down mark.
When the guy's coming slicing across the line of scrimmage, Mike Jackson has eyes on the tight end, and then Tej Johnson just replacing. Really good reaction throw by Baker, seeing the corner.
It's a higher throw, so he works back to it. And when he does, it's one of the few times tonight that we've seen really any air within this defense. I mean, this is what you're accustomed to seeing.
That means two safeties deep, come down the middle of the field there to Gesicki, Delpit with the
Kittle, and they're hoping, the 49ers are hoping they can get a blocker out on him. And if you do, when you catch man coverage, if you do block the guy who's in man coverage, you're going to have a big play. But even Warry, he just reads it. They're not able to get to him, and Kittle has no chance.
Was on the coverage.
And this is just an opportunity right here on these two guys to get a one-on-one, right? You put all three of your best.
Throw the ball up high. How about the two plays by the receivers? McMillan and Coker.
Survives the ground there.
That's why you throw the ball up high, though. Coker, 6'3", 215 pounds. Second-year player from Holy Cross has become the number 2 option.
Well, they knew man-to-man coverage. You see A.J. Terrell matched up with what their best receiving tight end right here. Gets a little help coming the opposite side. And
his game. Jimmy Horn on that crosser, another keeper bootleg, and just floated over that second-level defender. But I'll say this right now, Lou.
Touchdown seasons.
6'4" with ball skills. We talked about how good he is with his hands. Hold the defender off with his right. All you need is one. That's good every day and on.
Here's what happens when you're a young player. There's Austin. Watch this block off that RPO counter. Throw it out to Pettis.
In terms of play calling, this is a team that's so heavy with the run on first down. Play action pass has to be part of their game plan.
Such a great feel. You're just running in, just getting in this space, in the zone, working past the safety. Just trying to get out here to take away the outside route. And
Xavier Legette to bend this more. Once you clear that linebacker, flatten that sucker off, almost like an in route. Think of it
on the smash, and then they're going to run that fade ball to Johnson. And remember, man, he came out as a college free agent out of Oregon. This is a natural rub route from the inside. Watch him cut through this flat foot read.
At 22 yards.
We talked so much about Myles Garrett, we forgot that they have the best wide receiver duo on the other side.
Now he got the one-on-one he was looking for, the man-to-man coverage, and I tell you, both guys doing a little hand fighting right there. I'm completely perfect. I'm great with a no call there. Let him play football. Let's not us.
Just read it out, and you're going to see him. Where is he at there? Oh, here he comes. You're going to see him in the middle of the screen. You see how he just plays with great depth and he's able to get underneath that end breaker. Baker never is able to pick him up as he gets locked in on Emeka Egbuka.
You know, it's interesting.